everybody. Welcome to the horror show. I'm Marcia Parker.
And I'm Cecil Laird, and today we're here with another review for you guys, a brand new in-theater review. This time we're doing Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, directed by Gregory Plotkin. Yeah, so Marcia, this one's been a long time coming, especially for you and me specifically. Now, this one starts off with basically a new family moving into a house, and this family has a loving mother and father and a little girl by herself. It's only child, right?
Only child.
Mm-hmm. As they move in, the father discovers this camera. And then once they find the camera, he turns it on and right away notices that there's something off in the living room when he's showing it. And Marcia, why don't you describe what it is?
It's like this kind of ore, but almost fairy dust kind of weird thing. Like when he tries to move through it, it's like, oh, it's like underwater, and obviously it's some sort of energy or displacement of energy, as they kind of talk about later in the movie. And we all know what it is. It's Toby.
It's Toby. Yep.
Oh, he's coming for you.
No surprise, but this family's storyline is taking place in 2013, which is the latest that we've seen.
Yeah.
And what's kind of interesting about the movie is that one of the things they keep going back to is that this guy finds all these tapes along with this camera.
All of the VHS tapes of when the girls were back in 1988.
Right. Which was part 2, wasn't it? Or was it part 3?
It was part 3. I
think that was part 3, right. Yeah.
It was part 3. So he was watching them, not all of it, but just little bits and pieces of their beginning experiences of Toby. And as well as mixed in with those tapes are the stuff we never saw, which was their interaction with the witch cult.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which was really interesting. The way they interwoven the two different times to kind of correlate. When you see in the trailers in the 1988, Chrissy's seeing a premonition of what's happening in their reality,
which was really cool,
which was really interesting. I really enjoyed it because it played really well, even though we kind of knew it was coming because we saw it in the trailers, which I wish they wouldn't have shown us that in the trailers.
But
I think
they
it would
didn't
have
show
had a
us
better
all of it
reaction.
necessarily.
That's true. It still, I don't think, gave me as much as effect as it would have been if I didn't know it was going to be there.
Right. I'll tell you one of the things that because we're already talking about things we like about the movie, so one of the things that I really thought worked well for this one was the fact that we saw it in 3D.
Oh yeah, they did a really good job with the 3D.
This was interesting done as a 3D movie because basically any time he was looking through the lens of this camera that he finds, the whole thing, like those moments, that camera was used as the entry point for a 3D filmed camera, it looked like. Or at least it looked like that.
Yeah.
If they didn't film it like that, kudos to them because the effect was achieved in just whatever they did to manipulate the footage, if not. But the idea of the movie is basically once he discovers the camera, he can see spirits with it, or possibly a particular spirit. Yep.
Which I thought was kind of an interesting kind of twist, because in the other films it didn't matter what camera they were using, they had multiple cameras and they could see like things happening, but it didn't quite work out this way. At the same time, they were using the camera, allegedly the camera that was used throughout the whole series. But in this instance, they were only able to see Toby using that camera.
Right.
Whereas before in the other movies, you didn't actually see him through that camera.
You didn't see him at all in most of the other movies.
No, you didn't see him at all.
Not unless they threw something on him, like a blanket or something.
Yeah.
You'd see his form very briefly.
So I'm not really... that wasn't really explained to me, and why now it works as kind of...
well, I don't know that it was intended to be that camera, those cameras used, because the tapes were from those cameras used, but he at one point shows the innards of this camera and shows that it's somehow a specially made camera to capture just this sort of stuff.
But didn't they kind of... I almost feel like they touched base in that in the third movie when the boyfriend was super obsessed. He was building this like camera to.
Oh, was that how? See, okay, I need to rewatch 3 then before I make final decisions.
I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember being obsessed with the cameras and trying to, trying to capture whatever he could, and he set up, all the cameras and everything. So, I mean, and they made a quote in there saying that this was the camera that they used, and that's why they're starting to see everything. But who knows? It could have been the cult that made the camera to get everything started.
Right. But continuing on that same point, the effects in the movie were really good, I thought, because when he was looking through the camera and we did see the ghost, both when he sort of pushed into the space that the ghost was taking up, how it muffled the air and sort of distorted reality for being in that area, to the idea that the ghost could literally lunge at the audience, directly at the audience, as though our 3D glasses are putting us right through the lens of the camera. And so no wonder the ghost can jump out at us, because it's like we're looking at the lens, and that's what's happening to us. That's why I think this might be one of the most clever uses of 3D in the medium recently, just because there's been a lot of movies that have that thing where the bad guy rushes right in front of the camera when your main character's back here looking at something. But when it does it here, like it looks like literally the ghost went right in front of your eyes.
Right. Not just in front of the screen, but in front of you.
Yeah.
And it really makes you go wait, what?
Yeah,
just
there
happened?
were a few times.
It's really kind of creepy.
It was great. And honestly, it's really nice as a horror fan to see another horror fan get wrapped up in it enough where you actually screamed jumped twice at least.
I did,
at least 2 times.
Nobody else did when I did.
No, there was at least 2 other female screams.
Yeah, because I was into it. I was paying attention.
Yeah, for real. But that means it was an effective movie.
It really was.
Scares.
I thought it was. I like the 3D in that kind of role anyways. It's fun to look at 3D when it's nice and pretty and whatever, but when it's like interactive 3D, that's when it makes it fun.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the found footage genre now mess with the 3D formula, because it really helped.
It really
helped, honestly. It freshened up the Paranormal Activity franchise enough for me that I really enjoy this one the most out of any in a while, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, I really like this one a lot. The story wasn't super deep, but they never really are.
Not really, no.
But they did sort of explain some things.
They did.
They didn't explain everything, but they did explain some things, and tied it directly into Katie and Christy's origins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I did like that, because they did a lot more of that than they have in past movies. In the past, it's just been the last 2 to 5 minutes worth of story, that's geared towards the coven and stuff like that, or whatever it was.
Yeah, they're not really revealing a whole lot, leaving you more with questions than anything else. It didn't, to me, in the past movies, when they would talk about the witches and the coven, I'm just really? That's the answer? That's not fun.
But the answer that they gave in this one, honestly, I really enjoyed, because it led to what I really love in movies, a big creature appearance, sort of appearance. Don't get your hopes up huge.
We don't want to spoil it.
They alluded to something going into the 3rd act of the movie.
So I just don't see how they can end it there.
No, I don't either, but if they do, at least it's way more satisfying of an ending than the other ones have had.
Right, that's true. I feel like they might have ended it the reckoning, I guess, or the beginning of what is to come, but I feel like they could probably do a spin-off of what happens next. So
I think so too. I think again, Paranormal Activity will do the Saw thing. It'll take 5, maybe 7 years off, and then come back as Screaming on one of its anniversaries.
I was surprised. Well, it kind of talked a little bit about the March, because you think about the March ones, which was a kind of a spin-off of Paranormal Activity, a little bit of a tie-in. And this one kind of may fall into that too, because
it's more of a direct sequel.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
but
because they
without
were kind
the
of
same characters, because at least the marked ones had some of the same characters from the original movie. You know what I mean?
And they had superpowers too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was kind of. It was like the Chronicle of the Paranormal Activity universe.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know where if they say this is going to be the last one, but who knows?
Who knows?
I don't want it to be the last one. I really enjoyed this series. It's like one of my favorite new series of horror movies that I actually enjoy watching.
So we both really enjoyed this one. Now, what were a couple things that maybe you didn't enjoy so much about it?
Well, I have to, it's kind of hard because, I had to say that I wasn't completely satisfied with the scares.
Okay.
There were a couple good ones.
There were some good ones.
But there wasn't the ones, I thought someone was going to get pushed over the banister, and I was kind of sad nobody did. But there wasn't any really cool, paranormal scares. There was no,
It was more stuff jumping right at the lens than paranormal scares.
Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me sad. They had, the drawers opening and stuff. I thought... Oh, I don't want to give anything away. The ending was kind of neat, the way they did the doorway and things like that. Yeah. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I think that my biggest disappointment with them was it didn't have that cool, shock, ghostly scares.
Yeah.
I was hoping for, because they were really trying to show more of Toby and showing that they can make him exist into a being, and seeing him grow was interesting, but it wasn't as
They put
scary.
Some money into his appearances,
They
at
did.
least. And they were good, creepy appearances when he appeared. I was like, wow, he's actually a really creepy presence, because he sort of slinks around in a puddle of darkness, really, is the best way to put it. And when he moves around, it's just really interesting and unnerving. So I thought they did that well, but that in itself wasn't enough.
It really wasn't.
To really make for an outstanding horror movie. It was fun and enjoyable, but it's not going to stick out in the pantheon of best ever.
The reason why I love the Paranormal Activity so much was because the thing that scares me the most is the thing that you can't defend yourself, and if you can't see it, how are you going to defend yourself again? Something so creepy, all of a sudden, you see the one with when they were little girls, and they had the sheet over her, and she kind of just moved without us seeing her move, and then it was nothing. It freaked me out. Oh my god, if I saw that, I would kill myself.
Yeah.
And the second one really got me because there was really violent force that could pull you and do stuff, and was being very aggressive with them. And that really freaked me out too, because how do you can't fight against that.
No.
And that's what really got me with these movies, and it really scared me. And with this one, I'm I can see him. It's just whatever.
Yeah.
It was really cool, but it didn't have the same effect of the other ones had, I think.
But I think that's pretty much going to cover it, you guys, for our in-theater review of Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. Go and check it out in 3D if you're going to go see it. It's worth the extra couple bucks.
Totally worth watching in 3D.
For sure. So check it out, you guys. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Marcia Parker.
And remember, stay scared.